Hey, what's going on, guys? So I find myself often using timecode to help me land my edit exactly where it needs to be. So in this tutorial, let's look at how to do just that. All right, so the first thing we need to know is where the timecode box is. It's actually located on the top right corner of your preview screen, and you can simply click into it to start writing the timecode. So there are two types of timecode you can write: absolute or relative. Now, absolute time code is just literally the time code that you want to jump to. So in this case, I'm going to jump to the 14-second mark. So I'm going to type in 1400. Now, whatever is not written to the left of it is going to be automatically filled out by DaVinci Resolve. So in this case, it's going to be 1 hour and 0 minute. Now, whatever is to the right of it will need to be filled out by us. So in this case, I'm just going to go with a 0 frame. So now let's just punch that in, hit enter, and you're going to see that, boom, right there, we're at the 14-second mark. So you can just keep doing this forever. Now let's just jump to the 24-second mark. As you can see, it's so precise, and we can go back to the 14. And you can do this with a frame too. So let's say in this case, I just want to add 23 frames. So now it's going to take us to that exact frame. Again, it's so precise and so quick. And when frame is combined with second, minute, hour, you can literally jump to anywhere in the timeline in just a fraction of a second. Now, this, as you can already imagine, is incredibly helpful, especially if you have a huge timeline. So in my example here, I have actually a timeline that spans well over an hour, and I'm not going to scroll through this entire timeline to get to where I want to be, especially if I want to jump to latter part of this timeline. So what we're going to do is to use timecode, and in this case, I'm going to go to a 54-minute mark, and I'm also going to type in 24-second and then 3 frame. And boom, just like that, as you can see, we're now at the latter part of this timeline. And if I want to go back, one thing I do want to mention is that we need to type in 00 to overwrite 54, because if we don't, the system is going to assume we're still staying in the 54-minute mark. So let's type in 00 and then 24-second and then 0 frame, and then boom, we're back at the early part of this timeline. Now, on the other hand, we have relative, and the way relative works is that everything has to be written relative to the current position of the playhead, and it has to start with either plus or minus. So we're going to type in plus, and then I'm going to type in 12 seconds, so 12:00, and as you can imagine, this is going to add 12 on top of 24, so this is going to take us to the 36-second mark. So instead of typing in 36, we type in the difference between where we are and where we want to be. Now, if you want to move forward by just 1 second, what you can do is to type in plus and then 25. 25 in my case is the timeline frame rate per second. And now, as you can see, we're at the 37-second mark. Now, if you want to go forward by, let's say, 2 seconds, you just need to make sure that you type in plus 50 instead of plus 25. Now, very much like absolute, whatever you don't write to the left of it is going to be assumed by the system. And in this case, they're all going to be 0, which is perfect. So now, as you can see, we're at the 39-second mark. And in a similar vein, if you want to go back, you just need to make sure that you type in minus. So let's type in minus 10:00. Now we're at the 29-second mark, and you can just keep doing this. So just keep in mind that you want to make sure that you write minus instead of plus if you want to go back. So at this point, we know that we can move the playhead anywhere in the timeline using timecode. But we can also move a clip around using timecode as well. So let's select the clip and then come to the timecode box here and then type in a plus 2 seconds, so 2:00. So let's verify. You see that right now it is at the 17-second and a 16 frame mark, and earlier it was at the 15-second and a 16 frame mark. So yeah, it got shifted forward by exactly 2 seconds. Now, one thing I want to call out is that when we try to set keyframes on a clip, so in this example, we are setting keyframes for zoom and precision. And if we want to, let's say, move forward and then set another keyframe, we want to make sure that we deselect the clip first before we do that. So let's deselect the clip, just click anywhere to get out of it. And then we're going to come to the time code and then typing, plus 2 seconds, so 2:00. And then this is going to move the playhead forward by 2 seconds. And now we can set another set of keyframes for this clip. Because if we don't do this, so let's go back here. If we leave the clip selected, as you can already imagine, if we come to the timecode box here and then type in plus 2:00, this is going to shift the clip forward by 2 seconds instead of the playhead. So just something to keep in mind, depending on what you want to do, you want to make sure that you either select or deselect the clip. All right, lastly, we can also trim parts of this clip using timecode as well. Let's just make sure that we select an edit point of this clip, and then we're going to come to the timecode here. I'm going to type in -5 seconds. So 500, and then you're gonna see that about 5 seconds of this clip are going to get trimmed off as a result. Now let's once again verify. So now we are at the 29-second 21 frame mark, and earlier we were at the 34-second and 21 frame mark. Now if you don't want the gap, what you can do is just switch to the trim edit mode, and then if we were to perform the same operation, you're going to see that now the entire timeline is going to get rippled as a result. There's no gap left in between. All right, you guys, so this is pretty much it for this tutorial, and I hope you enjoy, and I will see you next time.